every time the car comes on, the air condition, the fan is on full speed. Which is ridiculous. In a previous video I mentioned how, if you didn't watch it, doesn't matter, but basically I mentioned how I was going to get a courtesy car, a loan car, whatever you want to call it. To summarise, my regular daily car, Citroen C5, I had a bit of a shunt and it was sent in to fix, and I got this car. I was expecting a modern car, something along the lines, I don't know, Peugeot 308 or something like that, because most people who operate these fleets have modern cars for many reasons. Doesn't matter, we're not going to get into them here. But instead they gave me a 15-year-old Saab 9.3 1.9 TiD. Quite a surprise. I like Saabs and I like this car, even though it has some foibles. But yeah, let's start off with a general look on the outside of the car. Aesthetically, personally, I find this to be a very pleasing shape. In general, I've always liked this car, except the estate version does have one small thing that gets a bit on my nerves, and that's that window. It's a bit too short, a bit too small, whichever way I want to describe it, which makes that wheel seem smaller because it's got too much metal between the wheel arch and the window. That's my only gripe. Another thing I'm not too keen on, but it's fine, the clear rear light clusters. I think they would have worked better coloured. I think they contrast too much with the car, especially in black. But yeah, these are minor gripes. In general, it's a lovely shape, and Saab are very, very good at aesthetics and making pretty cars, and they always have been. I also like the fact that it doesn't have that much chrome, which is a rarity in cars, especially these days. No roof bars, but I'm fine with that. And that shark fin antenna, that was really the fashion back in the 2000s. On this particular car, I'm not too crazy about those wheel trims. They're a bit too dark for my liking, which has been a bugbear of mine for some years now. Wheel trims painted black or very dark colours. Yeah, that is something that should contrast, unlike the light clusters. But that's me. Maybe I'm just a traditionalist. Yeah, Saab really know how to put together a car. What a nice package. Look at that front. That definitely looks good. A whiff of GM about it, a whiff of Opel Vectra, undoubtedly. But yeah, it's not a bad thing. Now, of course, this being an estate, the party trick is the big boot. Let's have a look at that. There is a boot release on the door. Let me show you. So if you're, I don't know, for some reason the boot's locked and this door isn't, you just press it and the boot will open, which is a nice little touch. I like it, especially where it's been located. It's a nice little button to have. This is a very nice boot. It's been very tastefully upholstered, is that the word? It's got this nice finish to it, this nice felt, whatever it's called, I've no idea. The words fail me. It's got some clever storage options. I like that a lot. Also, we have some underfloor storage, and there's the spare wheel, or spare wheel kit I perhaps should say, under there. Don't see a spare wheel. Is there a spare wheel? Yes, there is. No, there isn't. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That means I cannot have a puncture. And it does have some nice touches. I like this little light. That looks nice. The boot lid cover's a bit of a faff. Let me see if I can demonstrate. There. It's in place, but yesterday it kept flopping about all over the place. Sorry, my mouth is dry, so that's why I keep flubbing my lines. See if I can make it go up. Make it go up. No, it's not working. Why not? There you go. Like that. Now, this is very debatable. Is this useful? If you forget to put it in its normal position, you're going to climb into the driver's seat, look out the back, and see that your rear view mirror is obscured. And yeah, that's not very good. You'll have to climb out and put this back, which is not desirable. So let's try and put it back. Ah, yeah, there. This is where trouble begins. Yeah. Is it in place? It is. Yesterday it was a sod to get into place. But either way, top marks for the boot. Lovely little thing. I'd fell down the seats, but to be honest, I can't be bothered. So we get on to the interior now. It's a very nice interior design. I do like the way Saab always have this sort of dashboard that goes across like so, and then dips down here and then comes along the center. Now I believe this is to evoke Saab's past as a fighter jet manufacturer, and this sort of like puts you a bit in mind of a fighter jet because all the instruments are turned towards you, and I like that. That's nice. I also like little details like the fact that this center console is designed for both right-hand drive and left-hand drive. So when it's left-hand drive, it's got this thing here which makes a lot of noise, but I'm fine with that, and I don't mind it being hard plastic. I know many motoring journalists are absolutely obsessed with groping their dashboards and complain when it's not soft touch, but that's just silly. So this is probably on a right-hand drive car would be where the handbrake is located, and here it's on this side. You can see the handbrake has seen better days. I really like this, the way that the key is located here. That's very cool. That makes you feel like you're a submarine commander or something instead of having to grope behind the steering wheel. That's really cool. The storage areas are really cool. I really like the fact that you've got this place here, because this is somewhere where you can just fling things in without too much thought. I think all cars should have this shelf here. It's got a rubber mat so things don't make noise or jostle around. Above it, an ashtray, which I use as storage space because I don't smoke, and it's got a 12-volt socket, which is really cool. Then here in this center cubby, we've got another storage area here, which I put my garage remote, and it also doubles as a cup holder, which is really cool. And I can't forget the main cup holder, which is up here, which is super cool. Look at that. That is brilliant. Top mark, Saab. But anyway, down here, this lid, when it's closed, you can put your mobile phone here, and it just fits as if it were made for it. It's brilliant. Here we've got more storage, center cubby with those coin holder things, which who uses that? Does anyone use that? I don't know. Another 12-volt socket and the auxiliary input, which is really cool. And it's capacious enough. It's nice. It is really nice. And then you've got here side door bins, which aren't wide enough to hold a bottle, but I'm fine with that because they're still rather capacious for various things, and they're lined with felt. And you also have them on the back seats, by the way. Back seats have door pockets, which I find to be agreeable, but they don't have those rear pockets here behind the seats. That's I don't know. That's dumb. I don't like that. No, Saab, bad. That's a bad idea. Now the rear seats themselves are roomy enough. My kids are fine in there. It's got you know, foldable down armrest, and it's got a through hatch. That's fine, a ski hatch, whatever you want to call it. I like the cup holders down here. They're down here. Whoops, sorry. And they come out like so. But they're a bit far away for my daughter to use because they're all the way down here and she's all the way up there on her booster seat. And they've got some ventilation here, which is all very nice. And this armrest also goes forward like that. That's cool. I like that. But now I'm going to have to slag the car off because this interior has got lots of foibles. Now I'm going to start off with the driving position and the fact you can't see that many buttons because the steering wheel obscures them. So look, lights, I have to tilt my head to the left. All those buttons there, I have to tilt my head to the right, and there they are. ESP and night panel and whatnot, but yeah. And the stalks are completely obscured. So on the left I've got my indicators and lights and the cruise control, which has no pause function, and it works like that. And I don't really like the way it works. It keeps turning itself on for some reason without me touching it, or at least I don't think I do. The plus and minus is here on the side, and they're not labelled. Maybe the label has been worn away, I don't know. I'll give Saab the benefit of the doubt. On this side, again, this is the rear wiper. I don't like how that works either. And the speed of the intermittent wiper, which I had to use, and I didn't even know was there. So yeah, that is not cool. I really don't like the way the buttons are laid out in general, but perhaps most of all on the steering wheel. There are 6 buttons. Well, 8 if you count plus and minus on seek and volume. But yeah, seek and volume, they're self-explanatory. NXT, I have no idea what that does. I don't think it does anything. Phone, there's no phone installed in the car. Voice commands and no voice commands. And source, the source button toggles through, for those who don't know, toggles through radio, CD and auxiliary input. And this is the only place where this button exists. On the radio, there's no auxiliary button, which means if I want my passenger to toggle through the modes, they cannot. I can only do it on the steering wheel. And look at the amount of real estate there. It's not like there wasn't any space. I mean, they've got buttons dedicated just for fade, bass and treble, which in other cars is usually the same button. So yeah, that's a bit of an odd decision. This is just way too big, and for some reason the CD slot is down here instead of near the radio. And further down, the air conditioning is completely baffling because it's not hierarchical in the slightest. It's got these blanking out plugs here, which are probably for heated seats. Why didn't they put blanking out plugs on the steering wheel for these useless buttons? I don't know. And of course they're all either the same size. I don't know, it's just weird. I think some buttons should be bigger than others. The AC button, for example, or these buttons, which are going to be used a lot more, I think, than the recirculatory button. At least I think so. I'm not really sure. Or these buttons. These are probably the most used buttons. In fact, this one is so used, it's actually worn. And why is that? Because every time you turn on the car, let me just demonstrate. The fan speed comes on at full blast. I think you've already seen it in this video, but yeah, you have to then manually turn it down every single time you turn on the car, which is very, very annoying. The trip computer is completely asinine. I'm gonna have to go into the dark to demonstrate. So, clear customize info. You press info, nothing happens. You have to twirl it. Hang on a sec, let me see if that focuses. Fuel. See if I can get my hand in the shot, because sometimes I twirl it and nothing happens. I'm twirling it to the right, nothing's happening, and it's very finicky. Sometimes it works. See, my hand is moving and it's not working. Sometimes it doesn't. How do you go into the menu? You press customize and that brings up the menu. I'm going to go down, down. It's working. I cannot believe it. Because it's on camera, it's starting to work properly, but this would sometimes go up and down by itself or do nothing. But yeah, these are shambolic, because to be very honest with you, look at this speed scale illumination. Who cares? Who cares about that? This has got way too many options for some things and not enough options for others. For example, that stupid air conditioning that turns on every time you turn on the car, you can't switch it off. There's no option for that. That's dumb. Language, sure, I need language. Oh yeah, see, look, that went down. Should have gone up. Whatever, service info, climate system, rear defroster. It should work, for God's sake. Why? Oh, God, this fan settings. Height, what does this mean? What does this mean? This doesn't do anything as far as I can tell. It's got way too many options. And what's worse, it does not have instant fuel consumption. And the worst thing is, the trip computer sometimes resets itself when you leave it alone in a garage at night for a long time. So yeah, this is rubbish. This system is crap. There are older cars with much better systems. Oh yeah, by the way, now we're here, I'll just demonstrate the night panel. So, night panel, press that there. Everything turns off except for the speedo. If you get low on fuel, then the fuel gauge will appear. So it's got that auto lock. When the car starts moving, it will lock the car, but the door does not open. So if I'm in an accident, I'm stuffed. I'm going to be in a panic. I'm not going to remember to pull this up and get out. When I do open the door, bing, bing, there. Annoying bong. I like this though, I really like this. Turn it on, let the car heat up or whatever. Oh, there you see, back on radio. I didn't tell it to go back on radio, so that's really annoying. Yeah, this interior is just, see again, you've got the stupid fan. Oh God. Yeah, this interior is crazy. It drives me balmy. Shut up. This interior has driven me completely nuts these past few days. One thing of particular importance is that this is a Saab 9.3 TiD150 horsepower, and I know that because the oil filler cap is on the right hand side. If it was a 120 horsepower version, it would be on the left. Also because the T in TiD on the back is painted red. See, 150 horsepower at 4,000 RPM, 320 Newton meters of torque at 2,000 revs, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got to see how it drives, obviously. I'm not really good at how it drives, but I'll do my best. Yeah, it's a diesel. Ugh. Hear that? Turn down the aircon again, or the aircon or the fan or whatever, and off we go. Now this is a diesel, as I've already said more than once, but as far as diesels go, this is pretty good. It's got a very, sorry, it keeps binging and bonging at me. It's telling me washer fluid level is low, refill. Clear. Sorry. But as far as diesel engines go, this is great. This is shovey. Very rough surface and a very narrow road, but this is absolutely great. The car comes alive here. This is lots of fun to drive. Now, I know most keen drivers, as they like to call themselves, wouldn't go near a diesel, even if their life depended on it. That's fair enough. But if you like low running costs, but you still like to have fun, then yeah, maybe a diesel can make sense. And this is great for that. I like it. It really doesn't matter what rev range you're in. You put your foot down and it pulls. And it's got a really good gearbox as well. It's a 6-speed. I think it's seen better days because sometimes you have to really shove it to get it into gear. But it's not notchy or anything. Good gearbox. I like it a lot. And yeah, it's a bit of a problem for me. I was supposed to do an economy run on this car. By the way, I got 5.5 litres per 100 kilometres. And I don't know how far I've gone because the trip computer on this is absolute rubbish. But I wouldn't say it's economical. And that's the thing. If you're into economy, this is not a good car. Because it eggs you on. I feel really guilty doing this because I like to drive slowly and stuff. But this just makes me want to drive nice and fast. I shouldn't do that. It really is not what this channel is about. This is about comfort. And here I am. Wee-hoo! I really hate it when people on YouTube videos, when they're reviewing cars, like drop it down on cog and go, ooh, ho, 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 ho. I don't like that, but here I am doing something similar. This is good. Oh look, prostitutes. Now the steering is very nicely weighted. Well, it is if you're into that sort of thing. It does have that nice springy feeling when it wants to recenter itself. I think most keen drivers will love this. It feels really nice. But the thing is, personally, I get a bit tired of this sort of like steering in a jiffy. Because you're not always driving around like a madman. So yeah, it can be a bit tiring sometimes. Off we go. But yeah, good steering though, either way. Let me just leave it at that. I prefer this to overly light steering. Now the suspension is also it's a good mix, I have to admit. It's not the most supple, comfortable, but it's not too crashy either. It does feel a bit unsettled over rough surfaces. You can really feel the sort of like jiggling around. But it does a good job of ironing out, you know, some terrible bumps. You never get a real jolt up the backside. And it's refined. It does its best to drown out the horrible noise of a diesel. Diesel's already going to have that problem. It's like they're really well drowned out. But it still get that drone coming through the bulkhead as if it were, you know, a blown exhaust. But there's nothing you can do. It's a diesel. That's always going to happen. But this car, yeah, it accelerates a lot harder than I was expecting. So much so that it's crap for an economy run. Because that's all you want to do. Wait. This car just eggs you on. This car is really makes one too enthusiastic, I believe. I hate to say this. This goes against my nature. I'm for comfort and cruising, and this is ruining everything for me. I like it. No, I like it, and I feel guilty for liking it. That's what I mean. Now, the thing is, what I'm talking about on the motorways, because it's got this 6th gear, which I wish my car had, means you can easily cruise at a leisurely 100 kilometers per hour, or 60 miles an hour, 120, which is more like 75 miles an hour, in 6th at relatively low revs. On the motorway, 100 kilometers per hour, or 62 miles an hour, and I'm doing about 1800 revs, something along those lines, in 6th gear. If I accelerate to 120, which, as you saw, it's still in 6th gear, I didn't touch it, and it still pulls. 120, a smidge over 2000 revs. How brilliant is that? That's great, that must be good economy. But then again, because the car is so enthusiastic, I believe it's so, oh god, what's the word? Because this car is so eager, feels so eager, you keep stamping on that go fast pedal, whether you like it or not. Now it's brilliant, but it's also bad. Oh god, I don't know what a fudge I'm making of this, so yeah, I do apologise. Is it a good long distance cruiser? Probably. It's comfortable. It's not Citroen comfortable or Volvo comfortable. Keep that in mind. So I had lots of Volvos and they were brilliantly comfortable. And this is called the comfortable car club. Now in conclusion, the Saab 9.3, I like it. I like it in general. I like the car. It looks good. It's comfortable. The engine's excellent. There's a lot to like about it. It's stylish. It's Swedish. That's a good thing. It's a nice car all around. But it has its foibles, and in my particular case, this is a very personal opinion, these foibles are enough to drive me insane. I wouldn't be able to drive this car every day, and I really don't like the trip computer. I think it's inexcusable for a car of this segment in 2006 not to have a proper trip computer. I especially cannot stand the way the fan speed is on full blow when I get in. That is just really annoying. I can't stand it. Every time I get in, forget it. That's a deal breaker for me. I suspect for many people too. Which is a shame, because again, this is a very nice car. It's a very agreeable car in so many ways. So yeah, how should I put it? So if these are things that don't put you off, and you value a very strong, punchy diesel engine that goes rather fast, then this is probably a car for you. Apart from these niggles, these are the thing. That's the thing about cars in general. Details. The car might be excellent on paper, but then when you drive it, those little things that get on your nerves, they're enough to say, I don't want this car. And the other way around as well. The car might be a crap box that's sparsely equipped and small and slow, but it's got those little things that make you smile, that make you feel like the car is like a home. Then yeah, that's a good car for you. This is a car that I like, but I couldn't live with. That's my conclusion. If that's a fudge, welcome. That's what this channel's all about, fudging things. Because that's cars for you. Cars are sometimes they're just a mix of contradictions. That's what makes them so interesting. So anyway, that's it for now. I hope you didn't find this completely horrible. And if you made it this far, congratulations. And I hope to see you again. Like, subscribe, share, etc, 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 etc. And I bid you farewell.